Yo, it's D.Arthur in the building. I'm talking to you guys today about semen retention, why the world does not want you to know about it. Now, before we get started in today's video, if you are a guy who wants a transformation, maybe he wants more motivation, maybe you want some more fulfillment, and maybe you just want an accountability partner, someone to keep you accountable, maybe on your retention streak, your PMO streak. What I am doing custom coaching. I'm working with a few guys right now, and we are starting to see the transformation. One-on-one sessions every single week, from 8 weeks all the way to 16-week coaching to help you get on the right track in 2024 and beyond, so you can at least have new habits and things to help you get on the right track. If you are feeling purposeless and aimless and you keep relapsing, even maybe click on that link below after this video. Let's get started today. With that being said, why the world does not want you to know about semen retention. The world does not want you to know about semen retention because you're going to graze your consciousness. A lot of the things that people seem to always miss, when everyone is always talking about something, but people fail to speak about specific things that can actually help people, because there's so many words said, there's so many things said about everything. And when it comes to anything, when it comes to politics, when it comes to the economy, when it comes to fitness, self-improvement, any single thing. But what people fail to mention that can really solve a majority of people's problem is learning the ability to think. People are not thinking hard enough. They're not thinking critically enough. And this is the big problem. Albert Einstein said you cannot solve a problem with the same level of consciousness that created the problem. People are not learning how to think. You have to learn how to think, especially in today's day and age. If you can learn how to think, you have an advantage in any situation. In any problem that comes your way, anything that happens in your way, you have the ability. If you have the ability to think, to critically think, to solve problems, you can solve any problem and you can get ahead in life. For an example, real world example of me solving a problem, for at least a momentary problem. So the back of my taillights previously were out, and now it being darker, that's pretty dangerous. If your taillights are not on, people can't see the person in front of you, and things might happen. Now I had to wait to get it replaced, and I needed to drive somewhere. So what someone told me was oh, you might as well just not go. But I had to go. So my thinking, what I realized is, hey, if I just put the blinkers on and use the blinkers, it might not solve it permanently, but this is a temporary problem that can be fixed by just putting the blinkers on while driving. And then eventually when I get the replacement, I don't have to use the blinkers, but this is a momentary problem. This is a momentary fix. Now, so you see, in the same situation, some people could be all right, I'm just not going to use this vehicle because it's not going to work. But if you just, critically think, just analyze a little bit, think a little bit harder, deeper, you might actually be able to solve your problems. And semen retention plus meditation can help you unlock this way of thinking, this problem solving way of thinking, this higher level of consciousness way of thinking, I promise you, it is the path to getting to enlightenment. Enlightenment is a complete understanding of things. Complete understanding. You're able to have some sort of way where you're able to completely understand some situations, why they happen, and what makes it happen, the cause and effect of things. If you're able to think like this, your most of your problems are going to be solved. Now, the world does not want you to know about semen retention because they want to keep you dumb. Because if you're dumb, if you're dumb, then you're going to need someone to instruct you on how to get out of situations. And usually this has to do with the government. They want you to be dependent on the government, because if you're dependent on the government, you're controlled, and now you are giving the government more money if you need the government. This is why. Because if you continue to recklessly let out your seminal fluid and anybody, anyhow, pointless hookups, things like that, you're subconsciously actually becoming more dumb. If you don't realize this, you're just subconsciously you don't have that sixth edge about you that makes you think in a very in a super fast, super effective way. You've lost this a little bit once you keep relapsing your seminal fluid out. You've lost this. If you continue to do this, you have lost this. There is a genius to you when you retain for a little bit. When you retain for a little bit, there is this genius sixth sense to you with combination of meditation that will allow you to think critically and solve your problems in an effective manner. But if you, like I said, if you're relapsing, if you're on PMO 24/7, you are not going to have the width, the standing, the ability to do this, because you're going to be living from a lower vibration. You're going to be living from the three-dimensional reality that you're living in instead of a higher playing field, a higher state of being. And this is why you're going to continue to attract these three-dimensional problems. You have to realize this. You have to realize this on the subconscious. People can become smarter by thinking better, by learning how to think. Learning how to think. You have to learn how to think. You have to learn how to put one and two together to solve these problems. You have to increase your consciousness. What you believe to be true, you have to increase this. Once you're able to increase this, a lot of the normal three-dimensional problems that every man, every citizen, the average citizen has, it doesn't affect you as much because you're in a higher playing field. Normal things that would make someone typically more angry, it doesn't affect you as much because you're in a higher playing field. You're playing a different game. You're playing a different game, and this is the most powerful thing that can happen to you, because now you have the ability to think differently and solve problems in a different way. And people are going to be curious as to, what does this man know that I don't? It's all in the subconscious. It's all in the ability to think in a way about solving your own problems. Like I said, guys are going to sell you a bag of goods. They say things like, you need to make this. They think that self-improvement is going to, quote unquote, attract you a woman. This is false. Sure, you might come across as a better catch than other guys, but this isn't going to be what a woman settles on. They're not logical thinking creatures. Women aren't logical. They're not a logical species. So just because you make this amount and you look like this doesn't necessarily mean that's the reason why she's going to pick you. It's about your internal. how you operate on the inside. This is what's going to make her choose you a little bit more than just what you have on the outside. With that being said, they do not want you to retain because they want you to be dumbed down and deluded. They want you to have a victim mentality so you can depend on somebody else other than yourself, so you can make the government or anybody else outside of you, so that you can listen to them, so you know their agenda can be served. But if you, like I said, if you're in a higher playing field, which retention helps you do, then you are no longer needing anybody else. You're more self-reliant. You're able to solve your own problems. With that being said, like I said, click on that link in the description below if you need an accountability partner, someone to motivate. You want more motivation, you want more fulfillment in this coming year. Like, comment, subscribe. We will see you in the next one.